So for the eyebrows, what I've done is I've already gone ahead and created all of the targets necessary. Currently have 6 targets for right and 6 for left. I'm just running through them here quickly as to what I've created. We've got brow up 1, and on the right you can see what I've done is I've taken the outer edge of the brow up, nice soft selection, and pushed it up. Brow 2 is the middle of the brow going up and pulling some of the outer and the inner with it. Nice soft one. And then brow 3 up is just the inner going up in the middle of the eye, leaving the outer down. And then the same thing the other way around. So we've got several here. We've got brow down, and it's going down in the corner, down in the middle, and down on the inside. And same for the left side, of course. And so the difference with how we're going to have to set this up now is that if we want to have this control so that as it goes up in the middle, it pushes up only this target here, which is the middle up. And then we push it to the side, we'll get the outer, and when we push it up and to the other side, we'll get the inner. Now, the issue there is that if we're only tracking the local y-axis up and down on this, what will happen is that y, it doesn't matter whether it's there or there or there, it's all the same value for y. So you'll end up driving all 3 of them up. So what we're going to have to do is we're actually going to have to drive it back, some of them back down again. So then when we push it one way or the other, essentially what we do is we've driven them all up, but then we're going to drive them back down on another layer so that when it's in the middle, it only has the this one at a full 100%. And then if it's on the inside, it'll have this one at the full 100%, and so on. Okay, so I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Again, I'm going to go through it. I'm going to add all these to the morpher modifier and just say pick and start at the top. And there is a pick multiples, but you have to, I still find it easier going through and adding them as I want to add them, and in the specific order that I want to add them in. Something else I should note about dealing with morpher is be careful that you don't actually end up adding 2 morph targets to one channel. It is possible. There's a progressive morph list here, and if you'll actually see, if I say pick from scene and add another one, you'll see that it's actually added 2 targets. What this is for, I'm just going to say delete in a minute and get rid of that, is that what you can do is you can actually have it set up so that as the spinner goes up, it reaches the first target at a certain percentage of the actual target. So when this, in this case, when this reaches 50, it'll reach 50. It'll reach this target at 100%. At 50% of the range, and then 100% of the range it'll reach this target, and that way you can actually get curves out of your target, so you can actually do jaw morphs and actually get a bit of a roundness out of it. It works fairly well. It works actually quite well for things like eyelids. I wouldn't do a jaw with it myself. So now that I've added those targets, what we're going to need to do is we're going to go into track view, and have actually hidden the track view, the key area. You can do that if you go into show elements key window, and I often have a track view set up this way just so I can see all my controllers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say selected only, and I want to pick the ogre and go in and find the morpher modifier and locate all of the targets that we've just added. Now, in order to be able to drive a single track with multiple reaction masters, you can't just do it directly to it because you can only have this connected to one thing. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use list controller. So I'm going to say assign controller float list, and I'm going to open them all.